This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another speed build. So today I am building in the brand new world of Peranakan, I believe is how you say it. I might be saying that incorrectly, but anyways, today I am building some for rent houses because that is the theme of the expansion pack, and there are 3 townhome sort of houses on this lot, and they are inspired by Peranakan homes. I again am probably saying that incorrectly, but yeah, trying my best. But anyways, these homes, from what I've seen on Pinterest, are very colorful. I think sometimes they might be shops, but in this case they're homes. And yeah, they're really colorful, and we got some really nice build items with this expansion pack that suit this style really nicely, and I am very happy with the way this build turned out. Also keep in mind this build is unfurnished, and so I do plan on furnishing them. If you guys have any ideas for the Sims that should live in these homes, let me know. Each of them have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and that's all upstairs, and then the downstairs is the living and kitchen area. These ended up being a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. I don't know, a lot of the lots though in this expansion pack are kind of small. I wish they, I don't know, maybe like a couple bigger ones. Maybe there are and I'm just overlooking them, but I wish this lot would have been a little bit bigger. But I love this neighborhood, and there's similar type homes in this neighborhood, and I don't know, I really like it. This world is so beautiful, and the whole pack is just like really refreshing to me. Let me know if you guys are like agree, but I feel just like inspired to build basically. And I feel like with the last like handful of packs, I haven't really been super inspired by the theme or the style. Maybe a little bit with the Horse Ranch expansion pack, just because that was definitely new build and buy, like a whole new sort of theme. But some of the other ones, I felt like we just kept getting craftsman style, like over and over, or that more modern look like Tiny Living or Dream Home Decorator, that sort of style. I just felt like we kept getting those sorts of themes. So this to me is a lot of fun, and I really hope CC creators like branch off of this expansion pack and create their own sets with this kind of Eastern or Southeastern Asian theme in mind. I would really love that. I think that would be so fun, especially with the interior decor, because we got some nice pieces with this pack, but it's of course not as nice as CC creators would do, in my opinion, and it's a little bit limited, and CC creators would create a lot more items. So I'm hoping for it, and if it does happen, then you will definitely be seeing that on my CC channel. But anyways, the houses are coming together. I kind of was just building them piece by piece. I mean, that's typically how I build everything, but my idea for the center home was to have it jet out just a little bit further, and it ended up not really being that much bigger on the interior, but it does have more balcony space, and I end up putting a skylight in it just to bring in more light to the interior, because there's no windows on both sides, it's only the front and back, and so I felt like it needed to be a little bit different than the other two and have just something a little bit more special. I don't know, I thought that by having it jet out, it would feel like it had more windows, even though I don't know, it doesn't. So I think the skylight definitely helps. You'll see that here in just a little while. But yeah, I really loved playing around with these different colors. I'm really looking forward to doing the interior. I'm hoping that I can match the interior to some personalities, but also to the color schemes as well. I'm really looking forward to trying to like color coordinate them, and so I don't know how much personality is going to come across them for like the Sims necessarily, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. So if you guys do have any ideas, I would love to hear it. And for any of my builds that I'm going to be building that are for rent, because yeah, I don't know if I'll furnish all of them, because I just furnished one of the apartments in my like apartment building that I built for the early access build of the expansion pack, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'll furnish all of them. Maybe I will, maybe over time, we'll see. Maybe not in all one video. But anyways, if you guys haven't seen that build, I highly recommend you check it out, because I think the style of it is super cool, and I think it fits into the other neighborhood really nicely. But yeah, here I'm just picking out some windows for the back. I think I switched these up. Yeah, I definitely switched these up. They're not too different, but I was kind of just placing them for now, and I think I swap out the bottom ones, keep the top ones, but like flop the rotation, or like move where the door is and move the windows. But yeah, once I go to do the floor plan, I realized I wanted to change a few things. And then for the center house, I'm using these doors that came from, I'm forgetting the name of it, but I believe it's a stuff pack that has like the Moroccan style furniture. I think that's where they came from, but I thought that the red color obviously matched the house, but also just looked really fun and kind of different, and it didn't exactly match the other townhouses, just because I wanted this one to stand out and be a little bit different. But anyways, here I decided to change up the flooring on the patio and balcony spaces. I felt like the tile was just a bit much and looked a little bit busy, and I wanted to use it on the interior, and I thought if it was on the exterior and the interior, it would kind of bother me a little bit. So I decided just to put some more simple just flooring on the exterior and save the tile for the interior. But here I am creating the skylight, so I just had to switch up the roof line just a little bit just to make the skylight work basically. And yeah, it's nice. It brings in light to the hallway upstairs. The upstairs bathroom, or well, the bathroom in this build doesn't have a light or a window, but I think that's fine. I think the skylight just adds just enough in the hallway to bring in that extra light that I was looking for. The floor plans actually came together fairly easily. Here is when I realized how small they were. I was like, oh, that's not really enough space to add a full living room, staircase, kitchen, and a dining space. I mean, I could have, but it would have been pretty cramped. And I didn't want these builds to feel cramped. I wanted them to feel quite like, not necessarily luxurious, but like higher end. I wanted them to feel more expensive, a little bit nicer, a little bit fancier. And so having them too cramped, I think would have took away from that feel. But once I expanded them, the floor plan came together pretty easily. And so all I do is separate the bottom into two spaces, and one space is for the kitchen and dining, and the other space is for the living room. I might switch these up, like when I go to furnish it. I might change a few things, because I noticed in the other sort of apartment builds that I've been doing, once I go to actually place things, I change my mind sometimes. And so that may happen with these builds, but I will have them uploaded completely unfurnished to the gallery. So if you want to furnish them this way, that's, you know, how you can find them on the gallery. But then I will also upload them furnished. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this, because I just uploaded my apartments to the gallery, and it doesn't look like there's a really like a new system for uploading them. I mean, there's a new category, but it doesn't save the individual apartments. At least I don't think it does. I'm gonna try it again, and because I only saved it as a whole, I didn't try to save the individual apartments, but it didn't seem like it was an option. So I'm not thinking it is, and that's, I think, pretty unfortunate. But yeah, we will see. Anyways, as you can see, the floor plans are coming together, just switching up the windows. I thought about moving the door, but I was like, no, I like the door, so I'm gonna leave it. But I am changing the windows. And then I also end up adding a tiny window above most of the windows in this build, just because I was looking again on Pinterest, and I noticed a lot of them had the exact same window that came in the expansion pack over the other windows, like just above them. And so you'll see that here in just a little bit. And then in a little bit, I also do the landscaping once I figure out all of the windows and stuff. But yeah, here I'm adding the tiny window like I was talking about. So yeah, I just saw this a lot in the reference pictures that I was looking at. And so I was like, I should definitely add that, because we have that exact window, and then it'll bring in more light to the builds, because some of these windows that I'm using, especially the ones in the front, are closed off with like shutters, and so they really don't actually bring in light. And so that's something I really like in my builds, to have a lot of light, especially when like taking screenshots, because it's just so pretty. It's just like one of the best features in The Sims 4, in my opinion, is like the light like shining down into a room. It's so pretty. But yeah, so bringing in that extra light I thought was pretty nice, and I add them all along the front here. And then I just kind of move these windows down. I don't have the tool mod installed at the moment of this particular building, and so I think if I did, I would drop them down just slightly, because once the roof is up, they kind of get lost in the roof line. But I would probably use the tool mod just to lower them slightly. But Apparently that completely broke with the expansion pack. I could have used it, but I would have had to use it in live mode because Better Build and Buy also broke, and I like using tool mod in build mode. And so yeah, hopefully that's not too confusing, but anyways, I decided just to not worry about it for this build. Over here I felt like the wall was a little bit awkward, so I thought about putting some plants like growing up the side of it, but I didn't think it really, I don't know, it didn't really match the style that I was going for this build. I felt like it would make it look a little bit more like less fancy, and it probably wouldn't have, because definitely there's plenty of fancy buildings everywhere that have ivy or different sort of plants growing up the side of them, but I think for this particular one it just didn't really look right. So I just left it alone and decided that the awkward placement of the windows wasn't as awkward as I thought they were. I don't know, I think they're not so bad, especially once I add these flowers. I think that kind of balanced it out for me. But anyways, here moving on to the interior. So for the interior, I'm just picking out the flooring and wallpaper and the doors, and I'm not doing any counters, any decorations at all. I'm leaving that completely for the building portion of the video. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to your guys' suggestions, because I got some really good suggestions for my 1 lot 2 houses build, and so that one will be coming up sometime this weekend. I do have it up on my Patreon. In case you guys aren't aware, I do release my videos early on Patreon, as well as the download link. At least all of my normal videos, anything that is sponsored or contains an advertisement or anything, then I leave that just up on my channel right away. I don't put that up early on Patreon, but everything else is early. And I also have the tray files, so if you guys are interested in using my builds early, you can do that via tray files, and I do that for my CC channel as well. So all of my CC builds go up there. But anyways, yeah, I am using the beautiful tile in here, the new wood flooring, and the new wallpaper. And so I really like this wallpaper. I wish we would have got more wall textures, just because we got some wooden panels, and then we got 2, so I guess interior ones. We got this one and then just a solid color that I used on the exterior, but I wish we would have got some, like, I don't know, patterned wallpaper or something. That's something I felt like was really missing in the expansion pack. But yeah, we do have a problem with the railing sticking through walls, so I just ended up putting a wall to block it, and there's an airplane outside of my house. If you can hear it, I apologize, but I don't want to stop recording because of it. Yeah, the railing is sticking through the wall, so I just draw a wall next to the staircase, and I thought this would give me more space to add decorations and stuff, and so I wasn't too mad about it. And then here I'm picking out some doors. I decided just to go with these ones. I thought they kind of looked nice with the style and everything. I might change up the color when it comes to decorating them, but for now they're just white, just because I figured white matches everything, so it would fit in all of the townhouses. And then here I'm picking out wallpaper for the bedrooms. I decided to go with this one that came from Snowy Escape, because I thought it came in colors that would match pretty nicely in the interior of each apartment. And so yeah, I don't know, I was pretty happy with the way that looked. And then here I'm moving on to the landscaping. So the landscaping is fairly simple. I'm mostly using live edit object plants. I do use some regular build plants from like the build catalog. Mostly just flowers though from that one, a couple of bushes, but yeah, you'll see that all here. I'm placing this new tile that came in the expansion pack as well. I used it on the front and here in the back. I really like this tile. It's so pretty. The only problem, and I know I'm not the only one that thinks this, because I've definitely seen people talking about it on Twitter, is that the area in between the tiles themselves is not transparent. It's a solid green color, so you pretty much have to use this color of like default grass, and so that means when it changes with the seasons, it's still going to be brightly colored. So I'm hoping that somebody on the Sims team maybe sees that and they can change it, because I think that would really make the tile a lot more usable, because you can't really even use a different color of grass, because originally I wanted to use a different color of grass, and then I was like, it's not going to look right with the tile, and I want to use the tile, so it's just how it goes. But anyways, here I'm just adding some plants in the little front courtyard area. This one mostly just has greenery because it's the greenhouse, but I do add some yellow flowers towards the end. But mostly it's just greenery, and then the red house has red flowers. This plant that came with the Jungle Adventure game pack I thought was so perfect in that build, and that's the same one that I end up using in the greenhouse, just in a different swatch. And then over here I'm using more Jungle Adventure plants, because in the world you'll notice that there's a combination of new plants, Jungle Adventure plants, and then also Island Living plants. So if you have those packs, the plants that come in those packs will also work in this world. So it's nice to have some variety. And I like these tiny little yard spaces. It feels very realistic for townhomes like this to have very small yard spaces. But yeah, here I'm feeling like I needed to add a little bit extra. And so here in a moment is when I realized I should probably use that Jungle Adventure plant again, just in a different swatch, just to bring in a little bit of color. But yeah, this is it for the build. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, let me know your guys' idea for the Sims that live in these townhomes, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!